culmination.
Chroma is flowing.
Prepare for oblivion.
This will hurt. I'm ready. Careful, Rover. Careful, Verso. This will hurt. Meet your reckoning. Careful, Verso.
Time to end this.
This will hurt. Brace yourselves. Now is our chance. Let's dance. Finesse and precision. Danger! Feel the storm.
Impressed.
This will hurt. A storm is coming. Finesse and grace. Take the cover! The elements dance. Feel the storm! Brace yourselves.
Cut him down. Prepare for oblivion.
glowing with energy.
Meet your reckoning.
Brace yourselves.
Cut him down.
So much potential.
Bring it on.
This will hurt.
Oh well.
Now's our chance.
You're outmatched. Careful now.
The dance begins. Take cover!
Let's have some fun.
Now's our chance.
Oh well.
The dance begins.
Cut him down. Prepare for oblivion.
Now's our chance. Finesse and grace.
Brunette, careful. Incoming. Cut him down. Bring it on.
Meet your reckoning. This will hurt. This will hurt.
Just try it. down. Prepare for oblivion.
On me.
Ready to evade. I'm ready.
Lune, watch out. I'm ready. From fire.
Let the ink flow. Careful, Verso.
This hurt.
Maximum damage.
Please survive.
Let us stay. Meet your reckoning.
No, dodge. This will hurt. This will hurt.
Maximum damage.
Lune, watch out.
Lune, careful.
Please survive.
So much potential. Feel the storm. Brace yourself.
This will hurt. This will hurt.
Cut him down.
Brace yourself.
Esso, dodge.
Let's try it.
The elements dance.
Esso, dodge. On me.
Push out now.
Careful, my elf. Take cover.
Lune, watch out.
My turn. Prepare for oblivion.
Yeah.
Overflowing energy.
Let's come apart.
Finally did it. Man, what a fight. 121 successful parries. 3.9 million damage dealt. Man, what a blast. That was so much freaking fun. Not completely clean, though. I think I got lasered once or twice, and so, you know, the extra shields really carried me, though. But yeah, what a blast.
That was one of her first creations.
There's the cheater Pictos, bunch of health, bunch of speed. Always play twice in a row. That seems disgustingly overpowered. I'll take a look, or let's go to the camp. Oops, not here. I'll go to the camp and I'll show you the full build. Dismount. Oops, pressing the wrong buttons. There we go. As one does. Also, I should say, I mean, you know, we're not supposed to really be able to do that fight yet. That's kind of like a post-story thing, apparently, once you break the damage cap, right? Because being limited by your damage there obviously drags that fight out like extremely long, and of course makes it more likely that you'll fail then. But honestly, the shields, the 3 shields, that's what won that fight for me. I mean, I practiced a bunch without them, and the closest I ever got was 5. I actually did get to 5% without the in medias res shields, but the shields just were that made it so much easier, just ridiculously easier, right? Because then you don't have to be completely perfect, and yeah, it just you lose so much damage if somebody gets knocked out, right? Because then you have to waste somebody's turn to resurrect them, for one thing. And then unfortunately, though, my Verso did get nuked once with that, which then, you know, drops his perfection down 1 rank. But, you know, that again, that's still better than a full death. Anyways, let's go over the Luminas that I was using here. So augmented counter, that's pretty big. Augmented first strike, this is okay, but not really needed. You don't need breaker either, because you can't break Sprong anyway. Sprong, sorry. So that's not needed really, but breaking counter is, right? 50% increase break damage on counterattack. Didn't need burning shots. I don't even know why I had that on. Critical burn, though. This is critical, ironically, right? You absolutely have to have this, or I had to have it, because I'm not able to get to 100% crit rate without it, right? Basically, all of my characters have a 75% or greater critical chance, but you add the burning to enemies, and then you've got 100% crit rate. So that's huge. That I can't yeah, it's an understatement, right? That's absolutely critical to the strategy. Dead energy 1 and 2 aren't needed here. That was just something that I already had on. Death bomb. I'll go over my Pictos in a bit, but I'm mostly grabbing that, or I have those on specifically for stats. The next one is energizing break. This isn't needed either, right? We're not breaking anything in that battle. Energizing start, though, 1, 2, and 3, those were nice. That it made it so that I could start with Verso's best skill immediately and get, you know, stacking up on the perfection. And then first offensive, I don't know how much. I mean, that's not needed, but neither is augmented first strike. Not really, anyway. You can definitely do it without those. In medias res, though, this is probably the one thing that actually really won the battle for me. Like I said, I mean, I did get nuked or 2. I think I got nuked twice. I should go back and look at the footage again, but I think I got lasered twice. But you know, being that you know, we've got the 3 shields, you're able to kind of keep going. So, anyways, very, very important. Also, perilous parry. This is huge. 1 AP on parry, but damage received is doubled. That's completely fine. We're not taking any damage anyway. But that's huge. You absolutely have to have this, because it keeps you going, right? It just keeps giving you more and more AP. Because every time, obviously, he attacks, You're parrying, boom, getting more AP so that you can keep using your really powerful abilities. And then Powerful Revive, that's just equipped for the Pictos. Staggering Attack, this is not needed. 50% increased break damage on it. Again, you can't break that thing, so it doesn't matter. And then Teamwork is kind of nice. Verso has so much damage already that Teamwork doesn't really do him that much good, but you know, on the way, or you know, from what is it, like B rank, C rank, obviously because he's starting so low in those ranks, this actually does do a little bit at the beginning of the fight, but towards the end it doesn't do as much, right? Because he's capped out anyway at 999. And so that's pretty much it. Everybody else's Luminas are basically the same thing, right? So it's augmented counter, again, breaking counter is not needed. Critical burn. Energizing start 1, 2, and 3 are key for Lune as well. If you noticed, and if you want to take a look at the first bit of the fight, basically I have to start out with Ice Spear because it's actually just a little bit cheaper than Tsunami. And then her second turn, she's able to use the Thunder ability, and I'll go over that when I actually go over the skills as well. But she needs all this AP to start out with, otherwise you don't have enough to do her opener correctly. First Offensive is nice, and First Strike is really nice as well. She's got the Pictos already on, but she needs to start out, right? I need her starting out with Ice Spear to slow the enemy down. Inmedice Res again, absolutely critical, and then Perilous Parry, Teamwork. And then again, same thing with Mael here. You have to have Critical Burn, and then the rest of this is basically just the same. I won't go over those because they're, again, essentially the same thing. Let's talk about the Pictos, though. So I basically just went with crit. I wanted to make sure that everybody has a 75% crit rate so that when burn is on, everybody crits, you know, at 100%. So that's the most critical thing. So First Offensive, speed crit rate, First Strike, speed crit rate, and at Death's Door is actually 96 defense and 11% crit rate. Would have rather had something with speed here, but we just don't have that many Pictos that have speed crit or that are good enough, right? And I value the crit rate slightly higher than the speed. So that is it for her. Verso's got Dead Energy, 1, Powerful Revive, and Death Bomb. And again, same, we're really just looking for the stats out of these Pictos. And then Mael's got Confident, Perilous Parry, and Breaking Counter. So that is how these three are all set up. Let's take a look at, oh yeah, can just interacted with the flag here. Let's do Learn Skills. I'll just show you how everybody's set up. So Lune's got, you know, obviously the starters, Immobilization and Ice Lance. I've got Thunderfall, but just to get down here into the higher level Thunder abilities. Didn't end up using Electrify, didn't use Lightning Dance, but I did use Stormcaller constantly, right? That's really nice because it's because it gives a Earth Stain and a Light Stain, and you use that in combination with, you can do Ice Spear first, and you'll be okay. But you can't do Stormcaller first, then Ice Spear, because of Ice Spear will eat up your Earth. It'll eat a light charge, right, or a light stain. Sorry. So you can't do that, but you can use Tsunami, right? So that's why I start out with Ice Lance first, and then her second skill is Stormcaller, and then from then on I'm just rotating basically Crippling Tsunami, Stormcaller, and Elemental Genesis, right? Because that's where her big damage is coming from. But again, you can't, like, so there's also sometimes where if I'm looking at the turn order and I see Verso is going to be acting twice in a row, what I'll end up doing is doing Stormcaller, and then he can, you know, basically blast twice, or hits his turn twice, and Stormcaller adds a ton of damage to Verso. It's something like, oh man, it was more than 20k if I remember right. So that's pretty nice, and also it adds damage to Mael as well, right, because of the extra Thunder Strikes. But again, just keep in mind that you can't use Stormcaller first and then Ice Lance, right? And again, if you look at the footage, you can see me swapping between Stormcaller and Crippling Tsunami. But anyways, that is it for her, right? So she doesn't use anything else, but I don't remember if I had to use an elemental trick or not for that last fight. I didn't catch that, but sometimes I may have, like if she got exhausted, but I don't remember if that actually happened to her or not. But if she gets exhausted, right, and you don't have enough AP, sneaking in an elemental trick can be a good way of getting some stands for Elemental Genesis, right, for cheap. But anyways, next up is Verso. He was at, actually I didn't catch what level he was when I started that battle, but I want to say like maybe 42 or something. And yeah, he must have been 42 because he's got 5 skill points available, and I needed every single skill point for him. Like Lune's got some wiggle room, or had some wiggle room of like 2 skill points or something, but Verso did not. So basically, what you've got from fire automatically. He starts with that. But assault 0, marking shot, and then into quick strike, and then over to paradigm shift, down to perfect break, and then over to blitz, and that gets you to radiant / light holder endbringer. And then from Endbringer, you can go over and get Steeled Strike. And Steeled Strike is huge, right? I use that almost exclusively during that battle. Every once in a while, I'll use Light Holder, right? Like I can't remember if I use that or not, but probably when he got exhausted, I imagine, because Light Holder is a great way to bring up your rank. And they're at A. Well, I guess it wouldn't matter if he was exhausted, but it does get you the +2 AP. But so yeah, that is it. Again, there was no wiggle room here at level 42. You had to get these exact skills in order to pull that off. And then Mael, she's really only using. She wasn't using Meta Forte. I didn't need that at all. She needed Fleuret Fury. Every once in a while, she just doesn't have enough AP to use Sword Ballet, and that's just because of the timing between attacks, right? Like, if she's not getting to counter a bunch, she's just not going to have enough AP. And it didn't happen that often. Right? It was like maybe once or twice I had to use Fleuret Fury, and then maybe like I don't know if I used an offensive switch or something like that somewhere in there as well. But that's why, right? Just didn't have enough AP because of countering, or she might have got lasered once too, right, and got exhausted. So. But that's all you need to do, right? You basically need Fleuret Fury and Sword Ballet. The rest of the stuff you can kind of do whatever. Or at least that's the way it was for me. Let's take a look at. Oops, the wrong one. Didn't want to do skills. Poor Ciel is still just chilling there, not doing anything. All right, so yeah, for attributes, basically full luck, right? Because you got to get the 75% crit rate, and then after that I do agility, just because I want to play turns more often, right? We gotta. The problem is he's really fast, and if you're not breaking up his speed, you're just gonna have to counterattack more and more and more. And I think that if you notice there, Lune's damage is probably the worst of everybody's. She just doesn't have enough in terms of her weapon for one thing, to hit 9,999 consistently, right? She does really well with elemental convergence, but yeah, just didn't have the damage of the other two. But again, anyway, very important to do agility. Here is Verso, 99 luck. He's actually high. I didn't need this much luck, but I didn't want to blow another recoat just so that I could drop his luck down and then add more agility. But that wouldn't have been the worst idea though either, right? Just because again, he's 4% crit rate over where he needs to be. So, and that's just because of Pictos, but. Anyways, yeah, the rest into agility, and then the same thing with Mael here. She's, full luck, and then I was at 36 agility for this fight. So I think that's pretty much it. Tough fight, very rewarding though. I worked on that fight for longer than I want to say, but. Let's actually, I forgot. Let's talk weapons, though. That's important, too. Specifically, Lune and Mael have the most important of the weapons. So I went with the Potirim, and only because consuming a light stain applies slow to a random enemy, and obviously there's only one enemy, so it will always be Sprong. And I actually really like that because he's got such a turn advantage on you that getting a little bit of an extra boost there to slow him down is kind of nice, right? So like basically every third turn I'm casting Tsunami. I guess obviously at the beginning there it was Ice Spear once, but for the rest of the battle it's Tsunami. But again, that's only every third turn, so obviously slow is going to wear off. And so what ends up happening is once you use Elemental Convergence, that drops the slow on him, right? Because you're consuming a light stain when you activate that ability. So that'll refresh or add slow back to him. So again, that's how I was set up here. I tried using the Demonarum, but it just wasn't working out for me. I actually wanted, like I said, to kind of manage his turns a little bit better with slow. Verso is just using the Verlesso. That's his base weapon. So, I don't remember if this was upgraded. I might have upgraded this twice, though. I can't remember if it started at level 12 or if it started at level 14. But either way, that is what I was at. I thought about using the Demonam, but I just didn't need to. It didn't seem like this was better than the Verlesso, right? Because it's got better raw stats. I mean, 748 power versus the 405. If I would have leveled this thing up a little bit more, like the 20% increased physical damage with skills would have been nice at the start of the fight. But the other thing is, once you hit S rank, or once I hit S rank, he was doing basically 9,999 anyway. So, I didn't really need the added 20% physical damage with skills. And then Mael here, this is critical, the Jerem. So switch to Virtuous Stance on counterattack. That's already insane, right? Because we're constantly counterattacking. She's always dropping back into Virtuous Stance. And then on top of that, she applies 5 burn on counterattack. And that's where you're getting your burn from, right? For the extra 25% crit rate. So again, that is a huge deal. It kind of would have been nice there if I would have had the level 20 bonus. Well, not really. I don't think that actually would have helped me out any. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think my counters are always capped out anyway at 999 or 9,999. But yeah, a Jerem that actually is upgraded though too. I don't remember what Jerem starts out with, but that's definitely upgraded. I don't know that I needed to go that high though either, because I didn't really test the damage of this weapon out before I upgraded it. I wish I would have done that, right? And I could have maybe used some of those items on, say, Lune's weapon instead. So I kind of regret that, but anyways, whatever, it worked out. So I think that's it though. That is it for the fight. That's it for the strategy. Hope the info was helpful, and as always, thank you for watching.